Hey guys, get ready for the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to show you everything. Although everything I think promises to go well. So thanks for tuning in, or whatever we're going to call that, and thanks for watching, and enjoy the video. I hope it brings you some entertainment. I'll try my best not to bore you out of your skin. So, thanks again, guys. Enjoy the video. Okay, I think I'm going to like this camera action. Hope you do. Okay, we're set up at A2. We're at 490 RPMs. And we're going to come down almost to this line. We're going to take it down to a 1/2 inch. And here we go. Okay, that was 200 thousandths. So it should leave me with 50 to go, I think. So we should be at 550. Well, actually, no, it's kind of a heavy cut. It left me with, so 34. So I'm going to take 25. 25 thousandths. 34, 25, there's 5, this should be, what did I say? 34, 25. That should leave me with 9 thousandths to go. I feel like that piece jumped a little bit. Let me tighten this chunk up. It wasn't as tight as it could have been. Let me do a spring pass on that. Okay, we should be 4,000 short, so that would be 504. Well, so much for that number, 517. Let me tighten up my gibs. So, that was 17, I'm gonna do 10. 513. Okay, this is a real 10. I feel like I might need to change the angle of my cutter to get into this shoulder. I don't think this is a good tool for getting that shoulder. Here's 503. Let's get a part and see how it fits. Let me see if I can take 1,000th off. 503. I'm still at 503. Okay, let's try one more time. That should be it, or it's uppercut. Okay, that's what we wanted. Now, this is our next shoulder, so I actually need to pull this out a little bit. Part this off at this time. Actually, no, we're going to take it out and change collets. Bring you back. Okay, now we are chucked up on this dimension, the 1/2 inch. So we need to take 250 away. So let's get this thing. Let's get this thing kind of zeroed. Okay, I'm going to zero my dial out. And we need 250 off, so let's start with the 100. machine dial. So we should be at 150, I guess. Or 150, we should be 650. We are at 645, 646. So we're 4 thousandths off on my dial. So I'm going to take, what was that number again? I'm going to take 53. Slow that feed rate down. So this should be a 600. $5.95. So we'll take another take 45. Let's take 50. That'll leave 45. So we should be at 545. We're kind of just testing my dial. That ain't bad there. So do we do 45? See if we can hit it. Let's do 45 and take a chance. I'm going to kind of chicken out here and do it. It's 503. I'm going to keep it right there. 502, call it 503. Let's get another number here. 5025. I think that's within the tolerances. And this one I have actually that put a little recess in there, and that lets me get right up to the shoulder. So I need to measure from this shoulder to here, subtract the difference between whatever the distance is there. We'll come back and look at that. Okay, I got a dial indicator on my, where's it at? There it is. Well, that ain't gonna work. You have to take my word for it. So I'm gonna dial this back 281 thousandths. So we'll pull that off a little bit. There's 1, 2. He's 81, I think. 81. Let's make a mark there. Measure. I'm going to go on the inside of that line. Compound is really loose. I need to get rid of I need to stiffen it up. 10 100 thousandths, 50, 500 thousandths, no, 52 thousandths. $27,000. I think we have a part there. Am I getting a little nub there? Okay, we're about out of battery here, so you got a little proud, which is supposed to be. Other side. We are a little proud, as it should be. Okay, so I got my two parts. Next is we need to cut these in half. See ya. Okay, we're gonna see if we can't squeeze this in here 1%. Okay, we're gonna find our center going this way. So we have 387 divided by 2 was 193. Okay, so let's get the center on this thing. Unlock my table. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I know I'm 0.387 there. So we need to move over half of that. 387. I had the numbers written down here, but they don't make no sense to me. 0.387 divided by 2 equals 93. So it's actually minus another 100 for the width of the edge finder. So I want to move over 193 thousandths. So bring you down here. And let's get this thing zeroed. Okay, so There's one. Three. That's not right. So I'm going to go back to 93. That is my center. So I'm going to pull that edge finder out. I'm going to put a spotting drill in there. I'm going to take that down. And I'm just going to drag that across the surface. Lock the table. Am I making a mark? I can't mark it with that. I gotta have something, a pointer on it. I was trying to skip a step. Well, I wasn't either. It's just... Okay, let's get it back to the... Okay. Okay, I'm just... to mark it. Okay, I got a mark there now. And let me see if you can see that. Above the, let's make a little better mark than that. Now we're going to leave it there. Okay, so there's that. So now we need to get our width. Okay, that's down halfway. Lock it. Okay. Okay, so now we need to move the Y 275. Okay, so there's there's 1, 2, 50, 60, 70, 5. Plus another 100, go back to all the way to 75 again, so I'm going to 28. Another 100. Okay. Now, I'm not sure how I got there, but I feel like I'm on center, so I'm locking that. Locking that. There's my spotting drill. Now this one here, when I put it in that fixture, I used some super glue. So we'll introduce a little heat to release that. Okay, so far so good. Feeling pretty good about this. Where's my tap at? Excuse me. Okay, we're gonna get a little stuff on there, and we're just going to turn it on. Well, this is hopefully going to be the very first time I've drilled around square and straight. So let's see. Boy, that just looks like an awful big drill. No, that's it. It's a letter I. And I'm going to show you this setup here when I break it down. I'm sorry, shit. Can you ever forgive me? Getting ready to break through. Okay. Sorry about blocking the entire scene there. We'll talk a little bit about the hardware I have here. This V block. Well, we'll talk about it when we get there. So let's take that drill bit out. And we're gonna I'm not gonna power tap this. I'm just going to just bump it in there. I'm just gonna start it a second. Okay, and we'll go ahead and turn that. And come on, baby. Okay, sorry about that. Let me bring you back a little out of my way. So all this fixturing is a combination of what was actually left at my father's house. After he had passed. And there wasn't much. He had so much, and he got rid of so much before I showed him the interest. I kind of went around and picked through it, and I actually picked through things and thought, well, I got everything I want. And I'd go back and look again and found a 1-inch boring bar. And a drill index with fractions, numbers, and letters. I can't see. I gotta get in there and see what's going on. I haven't broke through yet. Not yet. And also, I started off, a friend of mine gave me a couple toolboxes, and then he came up with some other stuff, and I paid for a third toolbox. You've heard the story. The third toolbox really didn't have anything in it. I paid $300 for it. But it had some pocket knives in it that I think he overlooked, and I offered those back to him, and he knocked $200 off the cost of the toolbox. Okay, so there's a good thread. Excuse me. Now I want to show you how I actually did that. Can I release this stuff now? I think I can. Everything is stuck to everything. Okay, so let's start undoing this clamp. Wow, splinters. Okay, so let me go ahead and push this on through. I'll show you what I got. Okay, this here in my left hand is a 1/2 inch, a true 1/2 inch I don't know what you want to call it, but fits on there perfect. So I use that, it's pushing out. I love that. So that was my, that's my fixturing. I love that. So let's take this over to the lathe. I turned this mandrel in the meantime. 5/16 24. And that is on there. We will now be able to turn that and take away half of that material. That might be a good place to start the next video. Okay, this is part number 2, which I may redo. I got this, I went down a little too far here. I may just eliminate that. That would make it flush with the arm that mounts there. I might just get some different material and do it over too. So I need to chamfer this. So let's fire up the lathe. That's about right. So we're gonna take that off now. It's my flat. And that'll go right up on the shoulder. And I'm going to take half of this material off. Two more passes. I'm just cutting it to the center line. Let's see how that arm goes. I need to get rid of just a little bit more, flush it up with this. That was too much. That's perfect. And I am going to take this off. So let's see what we're going to do next. I used to have plier fingers. There we go. I will take this over to the wire wheel. And soften it up a little bit. I got into that brass and probably a little damage to my threads. Well, I bunged it over a little bit, but okay, this is kind of where we're at so far. These are just temporary pins to hold us together while we're reviewing it. So each phase of this, number one would be drilling the hole. And then number two would be turning it to do the flat. I actually recorded both segments of the first time and the second time, and I'm not sure how I'm going to combine those, but it's kind of like after you do something once, you know, the second time's much easier, and that certainly was the case here. So this is the end. This is well, this is the end of the beginning of part 4. Let's call this the beginning. Yeah, I just showed the end, but anyway, I got some exciting news on some end mills. I found a guy who was selling end mills, new end mills, and he seems to have quite a few. And he kind of put a package together for me. I explained to him my situation. I'm kind of new, just learning and everything. So he kind of put together, you know, some bull nose and some center drilling and some roughing and finishing and different coatings and a lot of things that I really don't even understand. But he put a nice little package together for me. And they'll probably go out in the mail in a couple of days. I think he's up on the East Coast of the United States. And so we'll do a video when that arrives, and I'll be sharing his information in case anybody else wants to investigate what he has. He's selling this stuff at he advertises at half the cost of what it would cost you if you went out and got it through a catalog, and I think he'll even do better than that. He certainly did right by me. So I still don't know if this is an intro or an outro. Let's just make it an outro. So yeah, I got lots of editing to do. So guys, I really appreciate you hanging around. We're going to take the milling head and look into that low range gear in the near future. And I have another project that's not a it's not a kit, but Mr. Pete has a nice video and instructions on making a quick adjustment depth stop for the Bridgeport style milling machines. So you can look forward to that. So, hey, it is YouTube and America's foremost student machinist, Kim Verzelig. Thank you all.